Welcome to Kraken's Garage. Today we're going to talk about how to clean and maintain your helmet inside and out. Let's get cracking. After riding all day, your helmet, you get hot and sweaty inside it. It gets coated in bugs. If you're an off-road rider, you get dust and debris up in every vent, and it becomes a mess. In many cases, helmets start to get funkified and smell really bad after a while. So let me ask you a question. How many of you actually clean your helmet? I'm not talking about just wipe the bugs off the exterior. Do you pull your interior out and wash it? If you don't know how to do that, I'm going to walk you through the steps on doing it and talk to you about the reasons why. Be sure to hang around to the end of the video. There's some pretty funny outtakes from that intro that we did on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. How many of you guys and gals out there use hair products? I know I do. You have to be careful what you wear inside your helmet because you have a foam interior liner in there that's your crush zone. And some of those products attack that crush zone and actually will melt it, deform it, or possibly compromise the safety of the helmet. So with that said, we're going to talk about some of those products that you need to avoid. First of all, my recommendation is don't wear any hair products when you're riding with your helmet, period. But if you happen to do so, then when you get to where you're going, just rinse off the interior of the helmet, get some of that product off of there so it doesn't sit there and permeate over time. Avoid all hair products. Sunscreen is a major no-no. Totally devastates the interior of a helmet. Now, some people can't ride without it or they burn to a crisp. I get that. If you do, then just wipe it down with a washcloth with some soapy water on the interior to get that off your foam and your cheek pads and that type of thing. Insect repellent is another one people tend to use, and it too is hard on the interior of your helmet. Helmets can run anywhere from $100 to $2,000, depending on what you got. I tend to spend all the money to me on the helmets because it's cheap insurance when my head's hitting the ground at 70 miles an hour. So I tend to buy the best that my budget can afford and what fits my head. Consult your owner's manual always when you are getting ready to clean your helmet. They'll tell you what products to use to secure your helmet to make sure it maintains its luster and doesn't compromise for its ability to do its job and that save your life. A couple of things you're going to need are some microfiber rags if you have them. The reason why I like microfiber is they will not scratch the surface. Make sure they're clean. They don't have to be brand new. They just have to be freshly cleaned and laundered. You're going to need a soft bristled toothbrush, shampoo that is non-petroleum based. Baby shampoo tends to work the best. I don't have any babies in my household, and I know I'm not going out to buy some, so I just used and grabbed whatever I had in the shower, and it's a non-petroleum based shampoo, so that'll work just fine. For those of you that are into grunge and don't wash your hair very often, the next best thing would be dishwashing soap. Just a couple of dabs in the water to soap up your water will be fine. You'll need a bowl of warm water, put some shampoo in it, mix it up, get it, don't overdo it with the shampoo. You just want some lightly soapy water. You're also gonna need compressed air and never used canned air like you would use to clean a PC or something like that because it has aerosol in it, and aerosol will attack the interior of your helmet and melt the crush zone as well. We're gonna use that compressed air to blow out the vents. Occasionally bugs, debris get caught up inside there, and we're gonna try and blow it out. For those of you that are rocking electronics in your helmet, could be GoPro, could be Cena for your nav comms, that type of thing. Be sure to remove all the electronics from your helmet before you do this. Next year, we're going to remove our visor, and every helmet manufacturer is different, so if you don't know how to do that, refer to your instructions. If you don't have the instructions, just go to the manufacturer's website, and I'm sure they will have something for you to pull up an owner's manual and take a look. Now in this case, we're going to remove the interior. Now would be the time if you had a chin guard to remove. In this case, mine's non-removable. We're going to pull out the cheek pads. Again, your owner's manual should show you how to do this. Every helmet's different, so I'm not going to focus on so much on this particular helmet. Mine just snaps in. Here on the interior of the helmet, you can see what I'm talking about. It almost looks like styrofoam in there, and that's what those chemical products that people use on hair care, bug repellent, things of that nature, sunscreen will melt this away in a New York minute. That's what we got to maintain, and we also going to want to inspect it, make sure we're good to go. After we've done that, we're going to take one of our microfiber towels that we let soak in the warm water and kind of wring it out, not completely dry, and drape it over the helmet. We're going to let that kind of soak and permeate onto the surface of the helmet for about 10 minutes. And what that does is loosen up all the dirt and grime and ectoskeletons and bugs of that nature that have been smashed on your helmet. Now in the meantime, we're going to clean the interior parts of the helmet. And what we're going to do is get this in here, and we're going to kind of soak up some soapy water in that interior and rub it up against itself. What we're trying to do is get all the oils that from your face that where you perspired and grossness out of it, so to speak. And then after you've rinsed each piece, don't be afraid to rub it up against itself. And after you've rinsed each piece, then we're going to go rinse them in some warm water and get the soap out of there. This is very pliable interior, so you can manhandle it, meaning it's not fragile or anything like that. You can see the color of my water here is starting to look grungy. Amazing how much dirt gets up in there. Get some warm water running. It's a little too warm. And rinse it out good. Okay, after we've rinsed these, we're gonna set them out on a towel or paper towels or something of that nature and let them dry overnight. They're gonna have to dry good 8-12 hours. Please don't use hair dryers, microwave, because it could melt the plastic on here, or an oven or any other heat source to warm these up. At most, you could put a fan on it blowing over it to accelerate the process of drying out your interior of your helmet. So it's best to do this the night before you're gonna ride tomorrow, and it should be fairly dry by morning time. Let's go back to working on the helmet. It's been about 10 minutes now. We remove our rag that we had soaking for 10 minutes or so, and we're gonna wipe it down, try to get in all the nooks and crannies. It's amazing how many bugs can get in every nook and cranny on my helmet. And we'll wipe her down. All the bug, goo, and ectoskeletons and dried up nastiness is coming off nice and easy now that it's had some time to kind of steam up and loosen up. Now open up all your vents and get your compressed air, not canned air, or aerosol, as they call it. We're gonna blow those vents out in case there's any bugs or anything in there. That's usually all it takes. Don't overdo it. Now that we have the face shield removed, now would be a good time for those of you that are using pin locks to inspect it, and it would be a good time to replace it if you have pin lock. In this case, I do not, but what we're gonna do is get this nice and shined up. Every helmet manufacturer that I've ever owned has said never use Windex or any ammonia-based glass cleaner. I've used Windex and glass cleaner for the last many decades, and I've never had a moment's problem. Use it at your own risk, but it's never been a problem for me. And we're gonna clean these up with a nice clean microfiber towel. We're gonna reinstall, now that our padding is dried out, we're gonna reinstall it all. Now before we install our face shield, you're gonna get your soft bristle toothbrush and work that entire gasket all the way around the helmet. Now, if you really want to be anal about it, I mean, get some Q-tips and you can get up inside these vents and really get them clean. Helmet manufacturer is different on how you install your face shield. I won't go into detail on that. Try to handle it from the edges. Keep your greasy, nasty hands off of that fresh, clean windshield. Let's pop her back on. And that sums up the cleaning and maintenance of your helmet. And you're not going to have all funkified smell when you get to where you're going. Go to pick up your girlfriend, boyfriend, pull off your helmet. Never mind you got a helmet hair and all that going, but you're not going to be smelling like Swamp Thing when you go up to greet them. So Also, it's a hygiene issue, so think about putting the same underwear on every single day since the first time you bought your helmet to right now. How many times have you worn that helmet and cleaned the interior of it? Nasty. Clean your you-know-what up. Helmet looks like $1 million. It's ready for the next ride. Unfortunately, I'm a gear hoe and I have a whole bunch of helmets that I need to do this to, so I set up an assembly line and I knock them all out twice a year. I do it once in the winter and once midway through summer. So think about your helmet once in a while, show it some love, it'll take care of you. It's also a good time to inspect your face shield for scratches. Do you need to replace it? Remember, it's like the windshield on your car. You got to be able to see in it. Those scratches reflect light at nighttime with headlights beaming into it and things of that nature can prohibit your vision. So it's also a safety issue as well. If you have an internal sun visor, and a lot of the helmets do, my other AGV one that I film with all the time does, I never use it because it's not dark enough for me. It barely blocks the sun, but I recommend you don't remove it from the helmet to clean it, because every helmet I've ever done that to, it is a nightmare to get it uninstalled and reinstalled. So don't recommend that at all. Just drop the shield down, use some soapy water, preferably non-ammonia based Windex or something like that, and clean the inside and outside of your drop down and your internal sun shield. Hope this helps you out. If this video was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more in the future, hit that subscribe button down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding for you, because it's good for you. Peace. Today on Kraken's Garage, we're going to talk about how to clean and maintain your helmet, interior and exterior. Really? Really? You hit everything but the face shield. Welcome to Kraken's Garage. Today I'm going to teach you how to take care